Good morning, and thank you for joining us. We're going to take you live to Brampton this morning, where Mayor Patrick Brown is holding a year-end news conference. Let's listen in live.
This has been a tradition over the last number of years that we update the public on matters that are pertinent to you. I'm joined today by our Deputy Chief of Police, Nick Milovich, for a public safety update, and I'm also joined by our Deputy Mayor, Harkirat Singh. I hope everyone had a great Christmas and enjoyed some downtime with friends and family. We have a number of new and ongoing winter amenities for residents in Brampton to enjoy during the holiday season. We have outdoor skating that is open in our parks in all corners of Brampton: Shinkuzi Park, Dugan, Earnscliffe, Gore Meadows, Mount Pleasant, and Sesquiu Centennial. And of course, Gage Park in the downtown, which looks beautiful with the holiday lights. We've also added some new outdoor winter amenities, outdoor hockey rinks at Bourne Park and Peel Village, and regardless of the weather, these have freezing abilities so that the ice stays good. We also have had Tim Hortons sponsor indoor public skates for children across Brampton, frankly, residents of all ages to enjoy at Cassie Campbell, Century Gardens, Earnscliffe, Greenbrier, Jim Archdeacon, and the Susan Fennell Sportsplex. So put on your skates and enjoy skating during this holiday season. And once Mother Nature cooperates, Mount Shinkuzi will be open for snowboarding and skiing for youth in Brampton. All the details of our winter amenities are available at brampton.ca/winter wonderland. So this year on a very special New Year's Eve. This is the 50th anniversary of Brampton as a city. And so this year is going to be extra special in the city of Brampton, and so we're starting it with an amazing New Year's Eve lineup. We've got comedian Jay Martin, we've got local Brampton artist Dutang, Ajani Azur, Young Cake, Brampton Arts Walk of Fame inductee and Juno Award winner Kiesh Shashante, and of course our headliner for New Year's Eve in Brampton is the 4-time Juno Award winner Our Lady Peace. So it's going to be a big party in downtown Brampton on New Year's Eve. And of course, we've got a dazzling fireworks show presented by Tim Hortons. So I hope everyone can join us for what's going to be a great way to kick off 2024. Now I'm going to ask our Deputy Chief of Police, Nick Milovich, to join us for an update on 3 issues that I know are very important for the community. We've heard community concerns about 911 wait times, the recent extortion threats we've seen in the lower mainland of British Columbia and in the GTA, and of course, the zero tolerance approach we're going to have to the RIDE program during the holiday season. We've got the best frontline officers in the country. We've been very proud to add 135 new officers this year to make sure they have the ability to respond to these concerns. And you're going to hear an update on that from our Deputy Chief, Nick Milovich.
Thank you, Mayor Brown, and good morning. I am pleased to provide several updates on 3 areas of community concern. The first relates to an ongoing set of extortion investigations. On Friday, December 22nd, Peel Regional Police announced that we are creating a task force oriented towards investigating these extortions. Those extortions were targeting South Asian community businesses here in Peel. Suspects were using social media platforms to contact victims and request or demand money and property under threat of violence. To date, we have had 9 incidents, but since that time, we continue to receive additional complaints from our community. This type of criminal activity, and I want to be very clear here, this type of criminal activity will not be tolerated by our community or our police service, and we will devote the necessary resources that are required to make sure we pursue the people responsible and arrest them and hold them accountable. We have completed or developed a dedicated team of investigators, intelligence officers, and tactical officers to achieve that objective. We are asking the public to immediately contact police if they, their family, or anyone they know is being targeted for these extortion attempts. We understand that it causes grave concern in our community, and again, I will say, we will not tolerate that here in Peel. The next thing I would like to provide an update on is 911, specifically the wait times. As a police service, we understand that this is a lifeline for our community. When it's required fast. Our communication center receives on average of 1,800 to 1,900 calls per day. Unfortunately, over 40% of those calls can be categorized as misuse. That means that someone is calling for a non-emergency or is calling and hanging up. All hang-ups require a callback from one of our communicators. We are asking the public to only call 911 during an emergency. During the holiday period, we have added additional resources to make sure that we reduce those wait times. In 2023, we reduced the 911 wait times by 35%. And thankfully, due to the support of the Mayor, our Police Services Board, we will be adding additional resources in 2024 and continue to reduce those wait times for our community so that when they call us, we're able to answer that phone immediately. And finally, and very contemporarily, I would like to discuss the holiday ride programming. Impaired driving is one of the top causes of loss of life due to collisions. We lose far too many people in our community. Peel Regional Police has a zero tolerance where this is concerned. We will not tolerate people who are driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, and again, we'll make sure we commit the resources necessary to prevent people from doing that. Our ride checks will continue in full effect for the remainder of the holiday season, and the campaign, which started on November 12th, will continue into January. If you consume alcohol or any type of drug, please don't drive. And please do not let your friends or loved ones drive. If you believe a driver might be impaired, please call 911. Again, we recognize it's the holiday season. It's a time for spending time with family, friends, and celebrating the new year. But we would request that you do that safely and do that with consideration to what potentially could happen if you or someone you love drives impaired. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Deputy Chief Minelovich. And may I say, first of all, many of us get to take a bit of a break during the holiday period. Our frontline firefighters, paramedics, and police, healthcare workers, they don't have that same luxury. And so when we have busy events in the community, whether it's Christmas or whether it's New Year's, they're working. I just want to say thank you to them. And when they have a message for the public, please listen. When they mention that 40% of our 911 calls are negligent calls, people who have left the phone in their back pocket or called for an inappropriate purpose, you are putting someone else on hold who has a legitimate emergency. So please hear our call to make sure we limit those negligent calls to 911. Next, we're going to hear from our Deputy Mayor, Harkirat Singh, on a few updates.
Thank you, Mayor Brown. Public safety continues to be a primary focus of Council. Last week, we also announced plans to open a regional automated speed enforcement camera processing center at 175 Sandalwood Parkway by the summer, and that we are increasing our deployment of speed cameras from 50 to 150. ASC cameras, also known as speed cameras, work. Our data shows speeds decrease in community safety zones where cameras are present, and they generate significant revenue for the city to invest in infrastructure, enhanced programming, and other key areas. 2023 has been a great year, and we've also accomplished so many other things. We've added over 100,000 service hours to Brampton Transit and 60 new operators. This year alone, we had investments from Lululemon, Pet Value, Magna's EV plant, Electra's new head office, and many others. And the construction value added to our city was over $2.2 billion in just 11 months in 2023. We continue to approve thousands of development applications to create new housing and spaces to call home. And we secured over $100 million in new federal building funds to build more homes faster. We maintained our AAA credit ratings, passed a budget with the lowest property tax increase in the GTA, and committed to making record contributions to pay down debt. And we've made significant progress towards a new second hospital with an emergency room and a dedicated cancer care center, and we're getting closer to opening Brampton's new medical school, which will be the GTA's first medical school in over 100 years. 2023 has been a good year for our city, and in 2024, we focus on keeping up that momentum. Brampton's future is bright, and just a reminder, if you need to get around on New Year's Eve, you can travel safely with Brampton Transit. We are offering transit services free on December 31st. Thank you, and I'll pass it back to Mayor Patrick Brown.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Singh. And as you heard it from the Deputy Mayor, there's lots to be proud of in 2023. We're mindful of the concerns that residents have. A hospital that is one of the busiest in the country, but help is on the way. We have that second hospital that is coming. Of course, the public safety concerns that alarm residents across the GTA, stories of auto thefts and break-and-enters, we're going to make sure that our police have every tool they need to keep you safe. Those concerns are not lost on us. That's why this is the largest increase in the police budget in Peel Region history. 135 new uniformed officers will be joining in 2024. 96 civilian officers, civilians to help have a more muscular response, whether it's investigations or 911 capacity. That is going to help. And of course, the advocacy needed on a national level, we're being very vocal for, whether it's having better checks and security with our ports. We've heard your concerns, and we are fighting on your behalf. But overall, when I look at 2024, when the Deputy Mayor says we have a bright future, we do. There's lots of reasons to be very happy. Peel Region. That was one of our big concerns in Brampton, that Peel Region was going to be divided, causing potentially massive tax increases and diminished service. Peel Region was saved. What wonderful news for the end of the year for all those incredible, extraordinary Peel Region staff that continue to do the fine work they do. You heard from the Deputy Mayor, $2.2 billion in construction value. Brampton is booming. When you hear companies like Pet Value saying we pick Brampton for our largest investment, when you hear companies like Lululemon, we pick Brampton for our largest facility in North America, that is a sign of confidence in our city. And of course, we continue to see the construction of MDA's space robotics facility in Brampton on Financial Drive, which is one of the most extraordinary investments of high-paying jobs in the country right now. So I'm excited for what lies ahead for Brampton. I want to wish everyone well for the new year. Thank you to our Deputy Chief, Nick Milovic, for his attendance today, to our Deputy Mayor. There's plenty to celebrate for 2023 and a reason for optimism for 2024. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope everyone has a wonderful New Year's Eve celebration. Thank you for tuning in today.